Today we are making vegan potato tacos with green bell peppers, red onions, and red potatoes. I'm using this fajita blend seasoning. Honestly, it's basically just salt, your normal fajita seasonings. It's got some brown sugar to it, some citric acid, but I'm also using some avocado seasoning as well. I use this on my avocado toast, I use it on my eggs, I use it on pretty much anything, but this also does have like a citrusy salt and pepper type of taste. I have my oven preheating right now to 375. This is just kind of like a normal temperature that I use whenever I'm baking potatoes. It looks like our oven just went off, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop these in the oven. They're going to go in there for probably about, I want to say 10 to 12 minutes. It's going to take a total of about 20 to 25 minutes for everything to bake properly. While that is in the oven, I'm making a very simple avocado sauce, which is just cilantro. I've got some chives, some green onions, I've got a lime, and half an avocado. Again, using the same avocado seasoning to get that salt, pepper, and citrusy. I have spray olive oil. I don't end up actually using it. I actually forgot to use it. Honestly, you should really just use regular oil, but I don't have regular oil. I just have the 0-calorie oil. I know my little chopper is incredibly small and it is not big enough to fit everything in here, but we make do. I'm putting in half a lime. I really should have stopped at half a lime and just added in some water and again oil to help it become a little bit more liquidy. I basically added in half the lime and was like, well, that's not liquidy enough. I guess I'll just add in more lime, which in turn made the avocado sauce just taste very limey. I added in the end a little bit more of that avocado seasoning, and the salt helped out a bit, but really, like I said, I should have just stopped at half a lime. You can see I'm kind of pointing to on the bottom where I've added in a decent amount of water. I probably added in, I want to say, maybe 3 tablespoons. And then we're just going to go ahead and process this. Honestly, this is really up to your consistency. If you want like a chunky avocado sauce, you can do chunky. I tried to blend for as long as I possibly could, just to kind of make it as smooth as possible. We want to make sure every so often you're taking the lid off to kind of put the stuff that's accumulated on the sides and put that down. And then you want to just go ahead and just reblend. Now, at this point, the oven went off for the first round of our potatoes. So I took those out and I shuffled them around and mixed them up as best as I could, just to kind of help rotate. Another thing that I recommend is when you put them back into the oven, rotate your pan. That way, everything gets a good amount of heat. I like to, like if I'm working with onions and peppers, those onions and peppers are going to cook a lot faster than the potatoes are. So oftentimes what I'll do is I'll just make sure that I'm really, really moving around those onions and peppers. And then for the potatoes, I end up just kind of pointing them more towards the back of the oven. So now that I've got everything mixed around here, I'm going to go ahead and pop these bad boys back into the oven. Again, we're going to probably do about 10 to 12 minutes. See, I'm pointing the potatoes towards the back there. Let's go ahead and work on our avocado sauce. I added in some salt, some pepper. I actually used garlic salt just to kind of help with that lime flavor and just to kind of help, you know, with everything so limey. I tried it as well. The consistency was good. I wish it was a little smoother, but obviously I like it because I gave it a thumbs up. Moving on to the corn tortillas, I could have put this on a frying pan, but I already had the oven going, so I just popped those bad boys in there, sprayed them with that spray olive oil, and they only ended up being in the oven for probably about 3, maybe 4 minutes. I just wanted them nice and warm. I didn't want them crispy or toasty or anything like that. My avocado sauce is done. The potatoes and peppers are almost done as well, so I'm really starting to plate everything up here. I'm not really supposed to have some hot sauce because I'm technically allergic to it, but I wanted a nice kick, so I found some red hot sauce in the back of my pantry, and I only did just a couple of drops on each tortilla and then kind of helped spread it out. I know some of you might be saying that's too little hot sauce, Adam. You have to add more hot sauce, which I completely understand, but again, I am allergic, so I use this a little sparingly. I use the back of a spoon just to kind of spread everything out. That way, when I take a bite into it, it's got that lime, it's got the avocado, and then it's got that kick too. Taking everything out, everything looks so good. The onions went a little too long. I should have added those a little last minute, but that's okay. These are kind of ended up being like char veggie potato tacos or whatever they were, but incredibly delicious. I mixed everything up in the end. I plated everything up to, we're gonna go ahead in a minute, we're gonna add that avocado sauce to it. If you have cheese, add cheese, but I don't have cheese, so didn't add anything to that. I did have some green onions left over that you'll see in a minute. I added the rest of those green onions on top. But man, oh man, were these incredibly delicious. They were so good. Honestly, they're a solid 7 out of 10 only because I used a whole lime instead of half of a lime. But it was, I don't know, it was really delicious. This is a really easy, simple meal. And since tonight is vegan night, I went ahead and I cooked up baked up some vegan chocolate chip cookies that I found at Sprouts. I've actually never found vegan cookies that were like this, that came in kind of like a, you could eat them raw or you could bake them type of style. They weren't too bad. They were actually on sale for $6.99 for 12, which I know some of you is like, man, that's expensive. But for those of you out there that understand vegan food prices, it's actually really not that bad. I just tried 4 of them. I wanted to see how they went. So oven 325, put them in there for probably about, I think I did 11 minutes because I wanted kind of like a little bit more of a doughier type of consistency of chocolate chip cookie. All in all, these turned out really good too. They did not spread as much as I thought, but super, super delicious. Really, really love them. We'll go back for more.